CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ross Palumbo. Here's a look at your top stories at this hour. The LA County Medical Examiner has now just released Matthew Perry's cause of death. The actor, you'll remember, was found unresponsive back on October 28th in a hot tub at his home. The official report now says Perry died from, quote, acute effects of ketamine. In a statement, the LA County Medical Examiner also says, quote, contributing factors in Mr. Perry's death include drowning, coronary artery disease, and the effects of buprenorphine used to treat opioid use disorder. The manner of his death is listed as accidental. Joining us now for a closer look at the autopsy is Dr. Angelique Campen, an emergency medical physician at Providence St. Joseph Medical Center. Dr. Campen, thank you so much for joining us. My first question, really, were you surprised at the results?
I was very surprised. This was probably the perfect storm of combinations that may have led to his death. Because, you know, we use ketamine frequently in the emergency department as an anesthetic because of its safety profile. And there are now uses of ketamine for depression given in clinics, because typically it doesn't stop your breathing like opioids or other anesthetics would.
So, you know, ketamine therapy, as you mentioned, is used quite frequently. Should we be concerned about it for someone taking it right now? How significant is the danger from that drug?
So, like I said, it has an excellent safety profile. Of course, with any drug, it needs to be given under medical supervision, especially an anesthetic. So using it recreationally, which ketamine, known on the street as vitamin K, is used recreationally, it can be very dangerous. What I foresee happened with him is what it does is it puts you in kind of a trance state. So he probably was in a hot tub in a trance state, slipped under the water and drowned. So the ketamine in and of itself doesn't stop your breathing, but it can keep you from waking up if you are submerged.
Is it possible that he took the incorrect dosage before getting in that hot tub? Is that a factor?
Oh, he most definitely did. Ketamine is not used outside of the supervision of a medical professional. So if it was in his system at those doses, because it has a very short half-life, even if he had been using it in a clinic, it would have been out of his system within 2 to 3 hours. He was using it recreationally. Just unfortunately, it was the perfect storm in a hot tub.
Do you feel that this is really going to call into question the future use of this drug, or do you feel this is really an isolated outlying incident?
I think this is an isolated outlying incident. We see plenty of people that use ketamine and lots of other drugs that are good drugs that we use in a hospital. They abuse it on the street, and it doesn't take away from the safety profile of it in a hospital under medical supervision. So I don't foresee it will change any of that.
All right, so unfortunate all the way around. Dr. Campen, thank you so much for your time and all of your insight this afternoon. And stick with CBS News Los Angeles for the very latest on this breaking story. We will have more throughout the entire night and have updates, of course, on KCAL News and CBSLA.com. The LA Chargers have fired their head coach and general manager after last night's loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. Brandon Staley led the team to the playoffs last year, but only a 5-9 record this time around, losing 5 of their last 6 games. And last night's 63-21 loss to the Raiders was the most points allowed in franchise history. Tom Telesco has been general manager since 2013, and during that time, the team made the playoffs only 3 times. In a statement, team owner Dean Spanos said, in part, the fans deserve more, and, quote, these decisions are never easy. We're clearly not where we expect to be, however, and we need new vision. We'll have much more on this story as well with our Jim Hill ahead at 4. Beefing up security, Long Beach has now started using private patrols in the downtown area to help cut down on crime. And KCAL News reporter Michelle Geely has those details.
I'm in downtown Long Beach, specifically the East Village area, and you see these men in the blue shirts. They started this week patrolling this area as well as another area in town, that being near the Long Beach Promenade. They are safety officers, and here is the CEO and president of the Downtown Alliance. This is Austin Matoye. And Austin, tell us a little bit about the role of these officers that we see behind us here.
Yeah, so they are to help complement our existing safety ambassador and clean team program here in downtown. They are providing an extra level of presence and security and safety in the downtown area, particularly the areas that we just mentioned, which is Pine Avenue, Promenade, and the East Village. And
they'll work 5 days a week, basically are here because businesses have shared that they want an extra layer of safety?
Yeah, so they are here because of that response to a few instances that have occurred in the downtown. The organization felt the need to step in and try to provide a space to fill in the gap.
Okay, well, thank you. I know you've got a lot more for us coming up on KCAL News, so we're here in Long Beach covering this today.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Michelle. A live look outside right now as we turn to your weather. Clear skies over the Santa Monica Pier. How beautiful is it out there? You can barely tell it's December with all these warm conditions we've been having, but in a couple of days, it's going to be a different story. KCAL News meteorologist Marina Jurica has our next weather forecast. Marina, say it isn't so. We love this weather.
I know. It has been unseasonably warm, and we've really been enjoying it, Ross. But I guess all good things must come to an end. 79 right now in downtown L.A. The good news is we're going to salvage the entire weekend, which is fantastic. This frontal system's moving a little bit slower, and I'll talk to you about that here in just a little bit. But we don't have to worry about that rain rolling in until next week. So a great look right now at downtown L.A., and it is beautiful on the Santa Monica Pier as well. And looking at Riverside, 76 with lots of sunshine. Moving on over into Lancaster, 64 degrees, so just a little cooler, but still very sunny. And then 48 in Big Bear City with lots of sunshine as well. So a TGIF to remember. We're about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. We've got loads of sunshine, but we do have that pattern change coming. So it is delayed. We're going to salvage the weekend, but then starting Monday, make sure you have those umbrellas ready to go. Temperatures in the 70s and even low 80s across a good portion of our viewing area, with 80 in LAX and Camarillo, 82 in Fullerton, 73 in Laguna Beach, 77 in San Bernardino, 74 degrees in Burbank, and that is all due to this beautiful area of high pressure. So it is dominating, and because of this area of high pressure, it is allowing that ridge to build and keep our temperatures well above normal for this time of year, and that will be through tomorrow. We'll get a little more cloud cover on Sunday, so it won't be quite as warm, but then we'll start to erode and chisel away at this jet stream, which will allow that area of low pressure then the first to bring in some rain, but it is the subsequent areas of low pressure and storm systems that'll push through next week that'll give us an even better chance for that rain to push in. Our first rain in December, believe it or not. So our highs today, 76 from the beaches to the LA and OC Metro and valleys, to 77 in the Inland Empire, and we've already got some low 80s out there, with 63 in the high desert and 57 in the mountains, and then the rain. So Sunday, you'll notice a lot of high level clouds will start to roll in. It'll be just a touch cooler, and then we'll start to see the biggest rain event come in for the middle of the week on Wednesday and Thursday, with some showers starting on both Monday and Tuesday. So get ready for the change, Ross.
Well, Monica, we'll worry about that coming up Wednesday and Thursday, but fantastic Friday. You had it absolutely right. Beautiful skies out there right now, and those temperatures behind you for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, amazing. Thank you so much. Well, the holiday season is an exciting time for many families and their kids, of course, but it's also an important time for parents to check in on their kids' mental health. Here to give us some insight and tips on all of that and some help for families to navigate the stresses of raising kids in this age of technology is Camp Light founder and CEO Forrest Bronson. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me get right to it. It is a season of gift giving. Many parents might be thinking about giving their kids smart devices like some phones, other things. What are some best practices for them?
Yeah, thanks, Ross. You know, in a perfect world, it's not great to gift technology if it comes with responsibility and it comes with the parent having a lot of control over the rules and the ability to take that back. You know, a present should be something that we give fairly unconditionally and not something that we're going to have a lot of restriction around and something that we're going to take away. So our first best practice would be if you can wait and introduce it as a new responsibility at another time. That's ideal. If not, then it creates a cool opportunity for parents to have a discussion with their kids around how, yes, this is exciting. You're getting whatever it is, an Apple Watch, an iPhone, an iPad, but we need to have a conversation about responsibilities, boundaries, and how we're going to continue having this dialogue as things evolve.
You know what? In a perfect world for us, we would maybe not be giving this technology so soon, but you know how kids are. Everyone wants them. So what is the best way for parents to have this conversation, to have their kids not be so completely focused on their screens, to give up some of the screen time?
Yeah, so actually, having those conversations and that control around the time, it's best to have that conversation as early as possible. So when you're giving the gift shortly after, or whether it's tied to a gift or not, setting that expectation early on. Look, here's our boundaries as a family on when we use tech, where we use tech. And also, this comes with just a big responsibility. It's something that's impacting our mental health across the board. And so we're going to keep this as an ongoing conversation. I think if you start with that dialogue and that expectation, it's going to create the opportunity to introduce other conversations later when things do come up.
And you know, what is the best way for us, for parents to really monitor what children are doing on these devices? I mean, is it to the point that you really have to be in the room with them all the time? You know, kids want to bring their phones and their devices into their own rooms, their own spaces. What is the right way to supervise?
Yeah, it's a great question. And unfortunately, it's a little more complicated than a blanketed answer. It depends a lot on the individual child, their age, their peer group. But what you want to do is create a safe space for them to be able to come to you when they're having issues. You want to be able to have that open dialogue and that conversation with them. And in some cases, you do need to monitor more closely, but be very transparent about it. Look, we're doing this for your safety. We're doing this to educate you. But at the end of the day, what we all want as parents is to raise healthy digital citizens. It's not that we want to be anti-tech. We don't want to take away their tech, but we want them to use it responsibly in a way that keeps them safe and keeps their mental health at par.
Yeah, I think we all want the same thing, but you know, as you said, it is really difficult. So you've started this platform called Camplight to help parents. Tell us a little bit more about that and what resources are there.
Yeah, so Camplight essentially is a platform to help parents raise kids in a world shaped by tech. Everything from screen time, when to get a phone, social media, porn, AI, bullying, everything in between. It's the parenting challenge of our generation. In the platform, you could connect with other like-minded parents in a safe space to share ideas, get insights, voice concerns, and then also learn from experts. One of our therapists, Dr. Kelly Mothner, is in Hermosa Beach. She wasn't able to join today, but she's active within the platform. We have a lot of sessions in terms of AMAs and expert-led events for parents to learn best practices, communication tips, and ultimately stay in the loop of dangerous trends that are going around, influencers, slang, etc. So just a very comprehensive resource for parents to navigate this challenging time.
Well, it is all good information. Forrest Bronson, thank you so much for speaking with us, because you know this is on every parent's mind right now. Thanks again.
Ross, thanks for having me.
Of course, and it's not too late to help our annual Chips for Kids toy drive right now. KCAL has teamed up with the CHP to collect gifts for kids and teens in need. To donate, very easy. Just scan the QR code right now on your screen. We're going to hold that up for a little while you can get your phone out, or you can text toys to 76278, or you can go to chipsforkids.com, or maybe the best option of all, you can donate in person. Join us today at the Citadel Outlets. Our Pat Harvey will be there until 6:30 tonight, so come out, say hello, and help a child or teen this holiday season. It will make the biggest difference and make you feel wonderful as well. Well, this has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back live at 4 here on CBS News Los Angeles. We'll look for you then.